According to Lil Rod's lawsuit, Miami was working as a madam for Diddy and allegedly tried to get other women to work for Diddy in various ways. It's absurd to think that Miami would allegedly pull a move like this with JT, but the streets are now claiming that this is the true reason the city girls broke up. It appears that Young Miami's relationship with Diddy went deeper than we initially believed because the feds recently discovered some crazy information about how she allegedly pimped her friend JT to Diddy. Fans noticed something was wrong between JT and Young Miami early last year. The vibes weren't the same, and it became even more suspicious when JT didn't show up for Miami's birthday party or even give her a shout out on social media. Everyone was trying to figure out what happened, but in an interview, JD kind of hinted that she really wasn't feeling Miami's situationship with Diddy. JT wasn't about to get involved in that kind of freaky mess with Young Miami. Did she get blacklisted because she refused to be pimped out?
The future of the city girls can meet the city girls. And I pray that our egos does not separate it. Or the internet, or guys, or nothing. You know what I'm trying to say? Nothing. I hope.
At first, everyone assumed that JT and Miami had broken up because JT might have been a little jealous of Miami's relationship with Diddy. Miami's relationship with Diddy opened doors that G didn't exactly have access to, such as the homegirl who was on Diddy's arm at the Magala, got her own podcast on his Revo TV, and even won a couple of BET awards. There were even rumors that Diddy might have purchased those for her. So yeah, but let's face it, Diddy gave Miami a significant boost, and fans began to notice when JT began to distance herself, which fueled the flames even more. Like called her, she even tweeted, "I don't even rap no more, I retired y'all." They did release one last album together last year called Raw, but funny enough it was supposed to drop in 2022, but then Beyonce dropped Renaissance Part 1, so they had to push it back. But wait, the drama didn't stop there. JT and Miami couldn't even fake it long enough to promote the album, and it totally flopped, selling only 10,000 copies in the first week. Well, things took a turn for Miami when he started racking up lawsuit after lawsuit, and fans began to side-eye her, linking her to some of this shady business, even though there was no proof in the beginning that she was involved or even knew what was going on. The rumors just kept getting louder and louder. Then Lil Rod threw her name into the mixing his lawsuit, claiming she allegedly helped Diddy move to. Now, some fans started calling out JT, saying that she was a bad friend for not being there for Miami during a tough time. They pointed out how Young Miami held it down for JT when she was in prison and was out here shouting "Free JT." But when Miami was getting dragged for her association with Diddy, JT was nowhere to be found and didn't say a word. But hold up, cuz there's more to this story, because it turns out that Young Miami allegedly tried to victimize JT, trying to pimp her out to Diddy. You know how Young Miami was accused of allegedly being a madam for Diddy and helping him find other girls, right? Well, allegedly JT is one of those girls, and that's why she cut Miami off when she found out what was really going on. Wild, right? There was some massive shade thrown when she tweeted, "A beast sneak dissing me for weeks, and I ain't saying nothing. Would I be mad at me for JT wasn't having it?" And she CL back saying, "Oh Miss Mama, this your last day playing dumb. It'll be too much for me to tweet. I would like a sit down, Carisha, please. And this time leave Santana home." She also said, "I know I come off crazy, but never in my life did no blackish to this girl. She literally enjoys seeing me being dragged. When people show me love, she goes crazy and call it a hate train. But like I said, we can sit down and talk about it." JT quickly checked this and responded, "You're looking for a way out of your situation. Who was the first person who called you when it all started? You're a sad case." Miami accused JT of being a bad friend, saying that she was trying to kick me while I was down in play and that these narratives are dangerous when I've been nothing but a friend to you. She tweeted, "If I'm ever mad, I had a reason to be behind closed doors. You have done stuff to me you think I should just get over. You never come to my defense when I would have literally taken a bullet for you. When CP popped off, I was their first episode. And when someone canceled, I showed up in a red wig and kept calling me mad like an internet do." After JT implied that Young Miami had done shady things to her behind closed doors. After all that chaos, JT finally opened up about her beef with Miami, admitting that she felt a certain way about her and that their egos definitely played a part in their arguments and the end of their relationship. "I wish you the best forever, and I love how quickly you got on here behind Santana. They kept accusing each other of hating and all this messy stuff, and eventually they claimed they talked it out and we're on good terms, but let's be honest, everyone could see that it was just for show.
Was going through, for a minute I thought it was like a little publicity stunt, but what was going through your mind when you in Miami was going back and forth and people was trying to pick it up, and then y'all immediately closed it out within literally like 30 minutes or less? Like, were you gagged or were you like, I don't care?
From which side? Like, from my side?
Just
or
gagged that it was a public thing. Like, gagged that, okay, we really online, me and my girl really online going back and forth. I mean, it's not that unusual. Y'all are just popular.
No, I wasn't gagged. I know that it was gonna end up there. It was gonna end up somewhere, but I wasn't gagged. And I was more so hurt than gagged. I would say that. Like, I did not want that to happen, but it's just like when you get to the point of ego and it's like it gets there, you know, you forget to express yourself in a private setting, or you forget to talk like adults because it's both of us getting it.
But according to recent reports, it wasn't just egos. It was also the fact that JT discovered that Miami had allegedly been trying to pimp her out to Diddy. However, for obvious reasons, she was unable to come out and disclose this because you know what he has reportedly done to anyone who crosses him or tries to expose him. Therefore, JT made the right decision to keep the information to herself back then because she had no idea what would happen to her. Now, rumors are circulating that Young Miami tried to pimp JT out to Diddy. Do you recall how Young Miami was accused of allegedly being a madam for Diddy? Well, JT is one of those girls, and that's why she severed her relationship with her after learning what she was up to. After it was reported that Young Miami was reportedly enlisting ladies for Diddy, JT allegedly made the connections and deduced the truth. Lil R's lawsuit had a significant impact on Young Miami because it revealed exactly in his updated lawsuit, he claimed that Young Miami was deeply involved in Diddy Shady's activities. He said that not only was she present at Diddy's parties where the alleged shady stuff took place, but she also witnessed everything and allegedly remained silent. He even mentioned an incident in which Diddy allegedly forced Young Miami's cousin to try to sell him at an event. Mr. Combs was drunk when he offered to Mr. Jones, but Mr. Jones turned him down and went to the bathroom, where Young Miami's cousin suddenly rushed in and started groping Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones thinks that Mr. Combs sent her there to Mr. Jones, and as she entered the bathroom, she fell to her knees and started doing oral action on Mr. Jones, which is revealed in private. Mr. Jones pushed her away and left the bathroom. Young Miami's cousin did not accept his rejection and followed him out of the bathroom, where she began undressing and tried to straddle him and have sex with him in front of Mr. Combs and his staff. According to the updated court documents, Miami allegedly witnessed this happen, but did nothing to stop him or Diddy. The document also revealed that on Thanksgiving night in 2022 in Miami, Florida, Mr. Combs asked Mr. Jones and Forrest Taylor to enter the studio bathroom. He asked them for a $100 bill so they could do nose candy with him. Mr. Jones was afraid, but fortunately, he didn't have a $100 bill, so Mr. Combs waited a little later to do nose candy with Young Miami. Additionally, he charged Young Miami with aiding Diddy in the transportation of drugs and delivering them to Diddy wherever he needed them. Plaintiff Jones personally witnessed Mr. come to a few lines of in his dressing room. Defendant Strong comes wanted tea, but Brendan forgot it. Therefore, defendant Christina Coram called Young Miami, who then brought it on the private jet from Miami. According to the court documents, ACC and the Combs Rico Enterprise were practicing for the Something in the Water Festival in Virginia. He then accused Young Miami of being a worker for Diddy and receiving a monthly payment in exchange for her services. The court documents detailed the defendant's ongoing criminal operation and stated that Young Miami Jade and Daphne Joy were paid a monthly fee for working as Mr. Combs' employees. However, it turns out that Miami was not only allegedly working as a employee, but also assisting Diddy in recruiting people for his amusement, if you get what I mean. According to reports, she did more than just recruit women. She was also allegedly bringing in men for Diddy. Guess what? Rumors about Diddy and Saucy Santana have been circulating for a while, with some speculating that Diddy's true affair was with Saucy and that his relationship with Miami was merely a cover-up. DG scholars even revealed details regarding Diddy's purported liaison with Saucy Santana.
He Santana shit.
Nah, stop it. Stop.
Now that we got there,
No, stop.
you the one said maybe the girl, Saucy, and Puffy having parties. Don't act like you didn't say that. It's up to tell, bro.
Hold up, Ice Cube.
Interestingly, though, JT unfollowed Saucy Santana shortly after all of this drama arose. According to a recent report, the reason for her fallout with Santana is that she discovered that he was complicit in Young Miami's alleged scheme to recruit her for Diddy. Apparently, Santana and Miami were conspiring to offer her up to Diddy while being cunning about it. Once DT discovered what was going on, she severed her relationship with Miami and Santana because she wasn't interested in that life. Interestingly, though, it appears that she was fortunate enough to escape with no lasting harm, as other women were not so fortunate. Miami was so enamored with Diddy that she even boasted about their relationship that she was going to get married. In an interview, she said, "People don't know us, they don't know what the f we got going on. I'm in there like, shut the f up, y'all don't know what we have going on, me and him going." Mary Boo, no, I'm simply stating that because she had threatened Diddy's other piece. Fans thought she had been a willing participant rather than a victim when Diddy was exposed. During one of their ugly arguments on social media, Gina H appeared to be acting strangely. Miami sent Gina a tweet. "You're the same bee that was crying to Toa K because you wanted a baby." Sushi continued, "You wanted a baby because I have a career and you're a certified freak. You haven't heard from Diddy since the awards and you've been crying for a baby for 10 years. You've been around as a bee that eats Pete and D when he feels like it. Let that hurt go. Diddy would have had you on your knees if I had wanted you to eat me, Chan Lee. You're an eater bee and a munch." When everything fell apart, though, she made an effort to put Diddy out of her life and did a full rebranding. She declared that she was in her Yams era, boasting about how she had changed and improved, and even denied that Diddy had been giving her an allowance, even though she had previously boasted about it. This was a complete 180-degree turnaround. She tweeted something that was made up by the internet, and you guys are with it. "Ninjas don't even pay child support. Why the F would a ninja ever pay me $250,000 for what? Well, it appears that Young Miami's efforts to distance herself from Diddy haven't had much of an impact. Miami was included in a recent lawsuit filed by one of Diddy's alleged victims, and let me tell you, this is crazy. According to court filings, the victim, who wished to remain anonymous, was allegedly coerced into taking drugs at Diddy's residence. It stated that in July 2022, Jane Doe traveled to defendant Cole's Los Angeles home under his direction while using the defendant Cole's restroom. Jane Doe was forced to consume an unidentified drug. Later on, Jane Doe discovered that it was or contained theine and/or other drugs that caused her to lose consciousness. Intermittently throughout the night, Jane Doe did not consent to ingesting and / or other substances. She also claimed that while she was unconscious from the substances, she woke up with bruises all over her body, indicating that something bad had happened to her. This continued until July 2024, which was only a few months ago, and it seems like even after all these lawsuits and the FED's raiding his homes, he was still allegedly having these free costs. "This man is a complete threat to society," the victim continued, adding that she even became pregnant with Diddy's child, which caused Young. The complaint against Diddy is still pending. According to the docs, Miami allegedly bullied her until she miscarried. Shortly after that, Jane took a pregnancy test, which came out positive. Jane did let the defendant know about the positive test result. Jane Doe was harassed by Keisha Brown Lee, defendant Com's associate, who called her constantly and demanded that she be fired. Fans really believe that Young Miami would panic out if Diddy got another lady pregnant because of the way she reacted when he welcomed baby love with Dana Tran in 2022. Jane Doe had a miscarriage and was silent with defendant Combs and his staff for around 3 months. Miami made an effort to appear unconcerned, but she was so irritated that she ended up arguing with DJ Academics on Twitter over it. Academics made fun of her for being a sidekick, and she said, "I'm nobody's side, but let's make this clear on this Good Monday. You are the kind of man my uncle is giving life sentences for, so keep it out of your mouth." Academics responded by saying, "Misdirected anger, brother love wouldn't approve of this behavior. I'm not the one who had a side baby on you, so calm down." Academics said, "Young Miami, you're mad at me for pointing out the obvious that you and that man go together really well. That man had another baby with another woman, and you the side chick. Don't get mad now because at least you got some awesome gifts." He added, "Live your life, queen. So when you tell us about your business, we will undoubtedly comment. I'm just telling you to get your act together because I know what you're signing up for. I'm praying for your recovery because at the moment, you sounded like someone who learned about it through TMZ just like everyone else. I'll send you my prayers and love you, sweetie." Nick Cannon women would never be having a mental breakdown the day he announces a new baby. Miami clapped back with, "Who having a mental breakdown? You talking on me, punk? Who having a mental breakdown? Who I'm trying to figure out when I was nad or having a mental breakdown B. I'm in La La Land with my feet up smelling my flowers. Y'all mad you the one screaming at your screen calling me out my name punk now." For someone who claimed to be unbothered, she came off as really being pissed and pressed over the situation. Did he then stepped in to send a subtle threat to academics to back off? He tweeted, "Young Miami is not my side chick. Never has been, never will be. She's very important and special to me. And I don't play about my showy why I don't discuss things on the internet, and I will not start today, so think what you want. But know that if you do something to hurt mine, I'm going to come to your house, and we're going to talk about it like human beings love." If she was that pressed in public, can y'all imagine what it would have been like behind the scenes? And fans 100% believe the victim about Miami bullying her, as well as the reports of her allegedly trying to force JT Key into messy situations. And fans hopped in on this drama to drop their 2 cents, and they left comments saying Carisha is in the middle of a Lou being accused of being a dartra and a sex worker who be recruiting other women or girls for Diddy. "I've been waiting for this day because Young Miami has been playing in JT's face for far too long." However, I wanted to know what you guys think about this. Do you think that Young Miami was trying to recruit JT in this messy situation with Diddy? Leave your thoughts in the comments below and watch this next video. How is JT supposed to defend those allegations? Let's be honest, I've been looking at Young Miami sideways when it comes to JT since 2022, but everyone called me delusional honey. It was clear that she was acting funny.